Previously on Blue Healers.
There's been another murder.
Was her body positioned like the others?
She wasn't a body when I found her.
Bill, it's Nairi Douglas.
Nairi?
I thought I saw a male.
You get a look at him?
I stayed with her.
Found her in the bushes over there.
She's here with that.
Looks like it.
No, we weren't lovers.
I've never been held like that.
She developed a crush.
I feel you were having sex with Nairi Douglas.
Think about your own sex life, detective. Then get yourself into therapy before it gets you into trouble.
You and Garth were in a relationship, weren't you?
An extended fling would be more accurate terminology.
Amy,
Me.
We need to add Garth Henderson to our suspect list. I've just discovered that he was sexually abused as a child. His father had been raping him since he was 10.
Say it isn't true.
I had problems. All right?
You were the one person that could have understood me, and you just drove me away.
Amy, I'm sorry. I didn't...
Take your hands off her!
You're right.
Garth Henderson, I'm interviewing you in relation to the murders of Janelle Watts, Miranda May and Leon.
I don't have time for this.
Sit down.
Mate, you're way out of line. I'll have your ass for this.
Let's start with Janelle Watts. She was killed the day you arrived in town. Miranda May.
I was nowhere near that murder.
Nairi Douglas, you're right there on the spot.
The copycat?
Or somebody was trying to make it look like
This is a joke.
Well, I'm not laughing.
Mate, if you've got anything serious, charge me. Otherwise, I'm getting on with my investigation.
You're off the case.
He's a person of interest.
I've done what I should have done in the first place. I'm getting a homicide crew from Melbourne.
We've only got till morning to come up with a breakthrough.
Amy.
Look, I'm really in a hurry.
About earlier, okay? I just want you to know it's nothing personal.
Bullshit, Garth. It's totally personal. Get off me! PJ! It's Garth. He jumped me in the alley. He tried to kill me.
Where's Amy?
What just happened in the alley? What happened in the alley?
I saw her on the ground. There was a bloke standing over her. I shouted, went to help her. He ran off.
The same thing that happened to Nairi Douglas, huh? Now, did you chase this bloke?
I had a member down, right? I had no idea how badly she was hurt. There was a call to be made, and I made it.
What's going on? I get a call that a member's injured, now I find two senior detectives shirt fronting each other. What's going on?
What is going on is the same thing that happened to Nairi Douglas, only this time the victim didn't die.
I want a word with you. You stay put.
Amy came in. She had blood all over her. She said, Garth jumped me. He tried to kill me.
Senior Sergeant, you going to do something about controlling your people?
Sit down.
We're wasting time. Whoever attacked Amy's still out there.
If I have to charge you with assault, I will. Now sit down.
Now, you said you were following Amy along the alley,
I didn't say following.
but you were together in the pub.
Yes.
You didn't walk back together?
No.
Why not?
We had words, all right?
Words?
A little blue.
What about?
None of your business.
What happened in the alley?
When I found Amy, she was on the ground. There was a man stooping over her. He was pulling her head back. Something reflected off the streetlights, something metal, a knife.
You thought he was about to stab her?
Yes. I couldn't have got there in time, so I shouted, and he ran off.
Description?
Well, it was dark. I couldn't make much out.
You made out the knife.
Only because it caught the light for a second.
What about the sound of his footsteps as he was running off?
Yeah, boots, I think, and not joggers, that they sounded hard. We should be getting this on the radio ASAP.
Yes, we'll handle that.
This is my investigation.
Not anymore, it's not. We'll look for this guy. In the meantime, you're staying put.
I was heading back to the station. I was walking along the corridor and along the alleyway, and somebody was behind me.
Garth?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Well, I didn't see anyone.
Garth Henderson claims he saw somebody else attacking you.
I heard footsteps. I drew my weapon and then he hit me.
You saw him?
Well, he hit me from behind and then he was over me. I tripped him up.
But you said that you were hit from behind.
Oh, it must have been him.
Why, Amy?
They've got history. They had a fight in the pub, he admitted it.
So you're saying this is a random event, nothing to do with the serial killings at all?
No. I'm thinking he is our serial. And Amy was the real target all along.
If he's got a problem with Amy, why murder 4 other people?
Maybe he's rehearsing for the main event.
We need a camera over here.
You got a weapon?
No.
That's his signature. He's a regular artist.
No sign of fingerprints, I suppose. DNA?
We'll send it to the lab, but don't hold your breath.
No sign of the assault weapon?
Doc says it was a piece of wood, square edges, and so big in section. We've widened the search. He must have taken it with him.
Have you searched Henderson's car? His possessions?
Nothing.
We're cutting you loose.
About bloody time.
Still our prime suspect, so watch yourself.
You don't seriously believe...
We're not the only ones. Your superintendent agreed.
You rang him? He's booted me off the investigation.
For the time being.
Amy was being assaulted. I saved her.
We're not charging you with anything yet. Go back to your motel and don't leave. Give me any grief, and I'll find an excuse to lock you up.
Where's Joss?
I sent him on a coffee break.
What do you want?
I'm off the case.
I'm really tired. I'd like you to leave.
What did you tell them? You told them it was me, didn't you?
No.
Don't lie to me. You branded me a killer.
I didn't brand you anything. I just told them what I saw.
You really think I am capable of murder?
Get out.
Answer me!
I don't know. I don't know what you're capable of.
You touch her and I will deck you. I swear I will. Now get out.
I could never hurt you, Amy. Thought you'd know that.
Okay.
Yeah, fine.
I was just talking to her.
You call that talking?
I can handle other people accusing me, but not her.
Is that how it happens, Garth? You just lose it and you just can't stop.
No, God, no. I've never hit a woman in my life. I haven't.
What's going on?
Seems Detective Henderson is leaving. If he ever turns up here again, you have my permission to use your weapon against him.
I'm sorry.
And if you ever leave your post again, I will use mine against you.
So tell us about this dream.
Thought you came here as a friend.
Is that what I am?
Well, you seem to be taking a professional interest. Offering free therapy, are you?
I'll send you a bill if it makes you happier.
Well, I dreamt that I was walking down this dark corridor. I couldn't see, so I had to make my way along the wall.
Were you alone?
But I could hear footsteps behind me. And then the walls started closing in and there was nowhere to go. And then he grabbed me.
Who?
Gar. He tried to stab me with a pair of scissors.
Scissors?
Why, what does that mean?
Dream interpretation is always best done by the dreamer.
You're not going to give me the what do you think it means routine?
Well... What do you think it means?
Well, I think it's obvious. Garth's trying to kill me.
Dream language isn't usually that literal. You're obviously feeling threatened by him on a number of different levels and...
I'm not threatened.
Challenged? Was there anything else about the dream? An impression? Sensations? Smell? Sounds? What is it?
Sarge?
Yeah?
Got report of criminal damage, Sandy Creek Oval. Someone's demolished the amenities block.
What, demolished?
Use the bulldozer, did they?
Just telling you what she said.
All right, you and Kelly go down and sort it out, will you?
Come on, Sarge. There's a serial killer out there and we're chasing a minor criminal damage.
You'll be deployed as directed. Go on, off you go.
Another job for members of the Major Crime Squad.
I haven't got time for this, OK? Off you go. Amy, what are you doing here?
Is PJ in?
Yeah, he's in the boss's office. Have you got medical clearance?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What are you doing? You're supposed to be in hospital.
PJ, I remembered something. It was the smell. Garth wears that cheap aftershave, splashes it on by the bucketful, but before he tripped over me, I smelled something else. It was a really strong smell, like fertiliser. No. It was worse than that. It was... Whoever it was smelt like blood and bone.
Mr. Pryor,
Is something wrong?
we'd like you to come down to the station.
What's this about?
If you wouldn't mind.
Last night.
Someone attacked Senior Detective Fox.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just answer the questions, please, Mr. Pryor.
I was at church.
Doing?
Talking to Father Brian.
Between what times?
6 and 9.
It's a long chat.
Something you needed to get off your chest?
No, I'm on the finance committee.
And what about the night before last?
Nairi Douglas. Do you know her?
It's one of the girls that was killed.
Where were you the night before last?
I was at home.
I went out later on. A group of us are doing some embroidery for the church fete. We had a meeting.
What time was that?
It started at 8.
So you can't account for Robert's whereabouts from...
I walked out the door a few minutes before 8. He was in the bath when I left. He often has a long soak. You can imagine how filthy he gets after a day of gardening.
So Robert could have left the house just before 8?
What you're suggesting is ridiculous. We're a good Catholic family. We haven't done anything wrong.
Robert Pryor's alibi for the Nairi Douglas killing is falling apart.
So are we adding him to the suspect list?
Whoever attacked me last night smelt strongly of blood and bone. Robert's a professional gardener.
We always thought that Nairi's murder was committed by a copycat.
It'd fit. He's got an airtight alibi for the other nights.
What's his motive?
Maybe he's protecting someone?
Stephen.
I was out the back having a few beers.
At the back?
In the shed.
And why were you drinking out there?
Well, Mum doesn't let us drink in the house.
It's a bit rough.
Well, it's better than going to the pub. Mum doesn't approve of that. She said if I have to have a drink, I can do it in the shed.
So the night before last, you're in the shed and you're having a couple of beers. Then?
And then I went inside.
Want to put a time on that?
Must have been around 9.
And your dad was still in the bath?
No, he was on the lounge. But he must have had a bath because I remember the mirror was all steamed up when I brushed my teeth.
They're sticking together. They're going to be hard to crack.
How well did you know them? The Pryors?
They went to the same church.
You seen them recently?
I don't go to church anymore. They seemed like a nice enough family. Yvonne did the flowers for the Mass. You're going to need a lot more than a gut feeling.
From what you've told me, it seems the family is dominated by a strong matriarchal figure.
She doesn't let the man drink beer in the house, and she makes him take off his dirty work clothes before he steps inside.
So Stephen takes it out of his victims because he's angry with his mum?
Possibly. But I don't think she's a real target of his rage.
But you just said that...
Mum's powerful. Creates a repressive environment, a place where secrets stay secret. But these murders are a reaction to something far more sinister than a ban on drinking beer in the house.
Sexual abuse.
Look at the pathology. He inserts crosses into his victims. If he's reenacting what happened to him, his abuser's most probably a male.
Assuming you're right, how do we break him?
Bring out his rage. Every time he murders someone, he's sublimating killing the person he really wants dead.
His father.
We'd like to have a word with Stephen, please, Mrs. Pryor.
He's not here.
Need to establish that for ourselves.
He's not here.
Just step aside, please.
You can't do this.
He may have come home without you noticing. We just need to check.
Are you going to tell me why you're harassing my son?
Is this where your husband leaves his gardening clothes?
If a person's private affairs are any of your concern, yes.
And the shed there?
It's a garden shed, for heaven's sakes. There's one in every backyard in Australia.
So you wouldn't mind if we took a look inside?
If you must.
It's locked.
The key's inside.
PJ. It's just like the piece of wood that I was hit with. We may need to take some of these gardening stakes away for comparison.
Even a person's garden stakes aren't sacred.
Who has access to the shed?
Robert and Stephen, of course. Who else?
You?
They don't come into my kitchen. I don't go into their shed.
That's the smell.
Lived with it my whole married life. Still can't stand it.
Blood and bone.
Better off married to a mechanic. At least that's just grease and diesel.
Pretty common. Every gardener uses blood and bone.
Not every gardener uses these, though. Have you seen these before, Mrs. Pryor?
Where'd these come from?
Back shed of the Pryors.
Who are we talking to?
Son's gone walkabout, but we've got Robert Pryor on ice.
Let's go.
Found these in your back shed.
Have you seen them before?
Of course I have.
Can you tell us their purpose?
Oh, they're kind of stakes.
A stake?
Yeah. For seedlings.
You're wasting our time, Mr. Pryor.
So are they yours?
Look, I'm a gardener. It's no surprise you'd find stakes in my shed.
Your son Stephen have access to them?
Where is he, Mr. Pryor?
I've no idea.
Seems to have disappeared.
Any ideas why?
Admission of guilt, Mr. Pryor. See, when they run, it's lay down misere, they're as guilty as hell.
And when we're talking guilty, we're talking murder.
So where is he?
I said I don't know. He's a grown man. He comes and goes.
You know, Stephen backed up your alibi for the other night.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know about that.
Why's Stephen so loyal, Robert? What's between you two?
Between us? He's my son.
Father and son. Comes in all shapes and sizes. Variety of colours. So tell us about yours.
What are you talking about?
We know the killer was sexually abused. Your son Stephen's in the frame, so tell us about this father and son thing. Yvonne turned a blind eye, did she? Huh? She strikes me as someone who's trying not to know.
Oh, it's not like that.
Well, then you tell us what it was like. Just the boys, together, all in the family.
The Sandy Creek amenities block was totaled.
Right, were there any witnesses?
Just the one?
And?
She said an elephant did it.
Right. Get that, will you, Joss? Was the elephant in question pink?
Thomas Police Constable
Grey, she said.
Right. Was the witness affected by drugs or alcohol?
Oh, I hope not. She's 12 years old.
Can I grab an address?
A grey elephant.
Right, thank you. Sad. It was Mr. Bright. He's got a farm near the 5 Mile. Reckons an elephant stole hay from his property and broke down a fence.
A grey elephant.
So what do we do? Because I must have been wagging the day we did catching elephants at the academy.
Find out where it came from.
Where do we start?
I don't care. Just find out where it came from.
You're too late. Dad sold him.
Who'd he sell an elephant to?
Some wildlife park, I don't know. Don't want to know.
You don't know who bought your elephant?
It wasn't me that sold him. I think the whole thing stinks.
Maybe we should talk to your dad. Where is he?
Where do you reckon he is?
Reg Harden?
Guilty as charged, Your Honour.
Take him with you, will you? He wants me to run away with the circus. Your daughter Opie told us where to find you.
Is she calmed down yet? Her mum was a trapeze artiste, very temperamental.
Opie tells us you've sold an elephant.
Well, I had no choice. Do you know how much it costs to feed an elephant? And nobody wants to see animals in circus these days. No. Nowadays, everybody wants to see a bunch of French Canadians in leotard poncing around.
And who was it that you sold the elephant to?
Heavenly Zoo. It's a sort of open plains safari setup. Harold will be happy there.
Harold.
And did the zoo pick up Harold today?
First thing.
See, we think he might have escaped.
What?
Have you got the number for this Heavenly Zoo?
Are you sure it's not Winifred that got loose?
Who?
I had 2 elephants. I only sold the one. Hope he would have killed me if I'd let both go.
Right, so we're going to have to ask you to come with us and find Harold or Winifred or whoever it is that's roaming around, OK?
Sure thing. Just give me time for a slash. Oh.
You left Amy at the Pryor place, right?
Yeah.
She's not answering her phone.
Amy! Amy!
Anything?
Nothing.
That's all of a struggle.
She's in trouble.
Thanks very much for your time.
Mrs. Pryor.
Found her leaving St. Stevo's.
Am I under arrest?
You were the last person to see Senior Detective Fox. Where is she?
I don't know.
Try harder. Sit. When did you last see Senior Detective Fox?
In the backyard. She was making remarks, insinuating things about my husband and son. I wasn't going to stay and listen to that.
We have good reason to believe that your son, Stephen, is a murderer.
No.
Senior Detective Fox is missing. Your son is missing. So you'd better tell us what you know.
She was there when I left.
Left for where?
To see Father Brian.
About what?
A trusted person can still see their priest without being asked to explain.
Not if it's relevant to a murder investigation. Now tell us.
I might have told you something that wasn't quite right. Father Brian said to get it all out in the open.
We're listening.
It's about Robert being in the bath 2 nights ago. I was in a rush, getting ready for the meeting, and he said he was going to take a bath.
But what really happened?
As I was going out the front door, I heard the wire screen door at the back shut.
Your husband left the house before 8.
Which means your second alibi does not stand up. What about your first?
What first?
The one you gave for Stephen. For the night Janelle Watts was murdered.
Stephen couldn't have done that.
You said he came home with a migraine.
He did! Stephen's a good, sweet, lovely boy. He would not hurt a fly.
Flies might be safe from him, but people aren't. Now, where is he?
I don't know.
This sicko's got Amy and we're banging our heads
We
against
don't
the
know
wall.
that he's got her.
He's got her, all right. This guy kills victims of sexual abuse.
She is tough. She can look after herself.
No, you don't understand.
Don't understand what? What?
Amy told me she'd been abused as a kid. That's what this is all about. That's why he's got her.
Get out. For your own sake, Stephen, you don't want to be doing this.
Shut up.
We can work it out, no? Once they hear your side of the story.
You don't know my story.
I know it better than you think. Look, I just want us both to be able to get out of here alive.
We have to wait until it's dark.
Can't we just ask her?
Why don't you tell us about the second elephant?
Slipped her mind?
Oh, something that size doesn't slip your mind.
You know, there's a serial killer out there, and here we are chasing stray pets.
Imagine the damage that pet could do if it wandered onto a highway.
I'd like to see that. Get the old 6-shooter out, bang, 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 bring it down.
Hopeless. It's elephant feeding time.
You reckon?
Does that look like her lunch?
What are you doing here?
This is what we call a gotcha, eh? Where is she?
Where's who?
Winifred? We talked to your father.
I didn't think it'd still be standing.
Did you let Winifred loose?
No, I'd never do that.
It would be a pretty big coincidence if another elephant's wandering around lost.
Winifred isn't lost. Come on. Oh no! This is all Dad's fault. Harold and Winnie belong together.
That's okay, we'll find her.
But don't you see? They've got to be reunited. They've just got to be. They're in love with each other.
Don't worry, we'll find her, okay?
How are we supposed to track an elephant?
Well, something that big is going to leave traces.
Like what?
Well, we trampled a fence back there, so it's got to have come this way. Oh, check that out.
Well, at least we know we're on the right track.
Yeah, well now, we've got to find out how long ago she, left it.
Well, how do we do that? No way. No way, I'm sorry.
We've got to find out if it's still warm.
Well, go right ahead, be my guest.
Gross.
Well?
Yeah. It's still warm. Come on, then.
Yeah, come on, then. Just walk ahead. I'll be right behind you.
Stephen, please, just let me go. We can work this out. We can get you some counselling.
It's too late for counselling. Counselling won't solve our problems.
Our problems?
Oh, we've been damned. The both of us. There's no going back.
Sir, put the rifle on the ground and step away from it.
What are you blokes doing here?
Joss, he's a farmer.
So what? He could have been shooting at us. Drop it!
It's my rifle, my farm. You drop yours.
Sir, what was it that you were just shooting at?
Bloody hobby farmers. Running elephants now. Just missed it.
Your husband's not helping us.
Well, he wouldn't, would he?
Why do you say that?
He's been doing things, hasn't he? To your boy. Probably for many, many years.
And you turned a blind eye. Heard the crying in the night. Put the pillow over your ears.
The time for lying is over, Yvonne. It's gone too far.
What?
He's killing people.
It's not Stephen! He's the victim. He was just my little boy.
Well, if it's not Stephen, who?
My husband. My husband did it all.
Do you know that?
Oh, yeah.
But, Yvonne, Robert has alibis for some of those attacks. Last night, for instance. He couldn't have done it.
You're not accusing Stephen. I won't hear a word
Robert
against Stephen.
couldn't have done it.
Stephen is a lovely, lovely, gentle boy.
Who was raped by his father.
Oh.
Yes.
Just father and son things.
The word is raped. He raped your son while you turned and looked the other way.
No! You shouldn't try to get free. People like us will never be free. We are what this has made us.
People like us?
Why do you go to that clinic?
Bill Lapscott's a friend of mine.
I saw you go in there. With all the others.
That was just work. Stephen, I'm no one special. I'm better off than some, worse off than others. That's it.
Worse off than me.
Well, I wasn't badly off.
Come from a lovely house, did you? Have lovely parents?
They died when I was 8.
You were fostered.
My aunt took me in.
There was an uncle. I knew. Oh, I can pick him a mile off.
You don't know anything.
Come tonight, it'll be all over.
Your wife told us all about it, Robert. What you've been doing to young Stephen all these years. No. Your son is still out there. He could kill again.
Could be doing it right now while you're wasting our time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do, Robert.
Found the crosses in your shed, didn't you? What else did you find? Did he use your overalls?
I don't have to listen to this.
He smelled of blood and bone. Do you know that?
I love that boy. You love him so much that you killed Nairi Douglas to confuse the investigation. I love him!
Love? It's called abuse. You sad prick. You destroyed him. Now he's out there, butchering people to death and shoving crosses up them.
Tell me about your uncle.
There's nothing to tell. I lost my parents, my aunt and uncle brought me up, I joined the coppers, and here I am. It was nothing like what happened to you.
What happened to me?
Your father, coming to your bed at night.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do. I know it, Stephen. Just tell me. Why do you use the crosses? Stephen, you need to talk to someone.
On Wednesdays, when Mum was at the church, Dad would come in and say it's father and son night. And while he was doing it to me, I would look at the crucifix on the wall and I would pray.
I'm sorry.
Do you know it wasn't? I loved her. I thought she'd understand. I brought her up here that night and I told her about me and Dad. She looked at me like I was an animal. With the disgust in her eyes.
So you killed her? Why the others?
Shut up.
You killed them because you didn't want to be reminded of the abuse, didn't you?
No. No, they would have become abusers.
What?
That's how it happens. That's why my father did it to me, because of what a priest did to him in an orphanage. That's how it begins.
No, Stephen, that's not true. Not all abused people turn abusers. This is between you and your father. But you couldn't face him. So you picked up a knife and started to kill innocent people.
They're better off where they are.
Well, maybe that's what you told yourself, but that's not the truth. Killing them won't stop your pain. And killing me won't stop it either. You've been killing the wrong people.
We want to cut Robert loose.
You've got enough to charge him with Nairi's murder.
It won't get Amy back. But if we let him go, we can trail him.
We're gambling, he'll lead us to Stephen.
Which in turn will lead us to Amy.
This man's already killed once. It's a hell of a risk.
He won't talk. Time is running out.
Did you kill your uncle?
Of course not. Why would I do that?
For what he did to you?
He didn't do anything to me.
Don't lie to me!
Okay, yes, he did. He forced himself on me.
Come on.
Evan reported in. He followed Robert Pryor home. He's watching the house.
We'll need more people.
Yeah, well, mate, we can't be everywhere. Alex and Susie are checking the previous crime scenes in case he's repeating himself. Nothing at the rotunda, nothing at the alley.
Govert's lead. That's isolated.
Yeah. Next on the list.
We'll join him out there.
Yep, okay.
Stephen! Stephen! Stephen, it's the police!
Hey, here!
PJ! It's dragged.
PJ?
Amy!
No, it's all right. There's no time.
Okay.
I know where he's going.
Stephen, put the gun down now.
Thanks for the counselling, Detective.
So it's over?
Stephen will be charged. But I'm sure his lawyers will argue in court that certain matters ought to be taken into consideration.
Certain matters?
The abuse. His mental condition.
It was my job to stop it. Years ago. I didn't. Turned a blind eye. I'll be punished for that.
There'll be no charges against you.
I wasn't talking about this world's courts.
How'd you go?
Yeah, he was very helpful. Went through all the murders in detail. There's one thing he didn't explain, though. Something he said to you before he shot his father. Thanks for the counselling, Detective.
Maybe took something I said the wrong way.
Yeah. Guess that was it.
See? See how happy they are?
Oh, it was a great idea, baby.
How long can they visit for?
This is no visit.
What?
I've sold Winifred, too. Well, maybe the French Canadians have got the right idea, eh? Or maybe elephants don't belong in the circus. Oh, look. They're happy now.
Bath gone?
I guess.
I know it's none of my business, but the two of you are going to have to sort something out.
Why?
Well, you may have to work together, and it's not going to be easy, given your history.
He told you, didn't he?
It was relevant to the case.
It happened a long time ago, and I don't talk about it.
I won't go any further.
Thank you.
Amy.
I have to write up my report.
This job, it shouldn't have happened.
None of our jobs should have happened, Garth.
So much denial. In me as well. I'm trying to say I was wrong. You know, when you told me what had happened to you, I wouldn't listen. I couldn't. And I didn't tell you about my own.
Abuse. You'll never be able to say it, will you?
I just want to be friends. At least. I want you to forgive me.
I just can't forgive you, Garth. You hurt me very badly. And I still live with that. I just want you to go away.